I don't know why, but you were watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
In the heart of a major city, in a place raised to honor Earth's past protectors, the world will again learn, sometimes, superpowered intrigue doesn't stop at the grave. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 1, beginning crowdfunding Memorial Day 2025.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
What up?
What's going on?
What's happening, Chris?
A heck of a lot. Thank God we're recovering from the Christmas and everything.
I was just going to ask, how was your holiday?
It was a day.
It was another day. Actually, mine 2 days, but yeah. Yeah. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you made it through it, if you know what I'm saying. Hello to everybody watching on all the different platforms. I ain't got to name them. You know where you're watching at. I hope. I hope you know where you're watching at. We are here today. We're going to talk about yet another video game. This one is Venom Assault. And Chris wants to know, is it better than G.I. Joe? So he got it. And he played. And what did you say? You interviewed the guy who made it?
Yeah. God, how long ago even was that? Let me check quick. I've been doing this for a while. 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's probably right about the time we met, huh?
Just about, yeah. So just before, yeah, because there's Gone Hunting up on it. I met the creator of the game, Michael Knight, which, pretty cool name. But I didn't make any reference to stuff like that because my name's Chris Brown and that kind of shit. I swear to God. But not only that, but we did interview others. We had a couple of interviews about this game that we have up. So yeah, they're all over there. If you want to know how it was made, who made it, and so on, and we can.
Right.
We actually got the chance to talk to them. One was funny because I was out camping, and I don't know if you're. I think I might have told you this one. I was out camping, and I had to do one of the interviews then because that was the only time they could meet.
I do remember that. I do remember you saying that you had to do an interview from a tent or something.
Yepper. No mercy, right?
Hey, the show must go on, bro. The show must go on.
Exactly. It's beautiful.
It's part of the action. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
people are looking for you at a certain time. They're gonna expect you to be there, right?
Mm-hmm. Do you mind if I put the YouTube link in there in the comment thing?
You may do everything you want to do. The link to Spyglass is in the description. Yeah. But yeah, you want to put it in the chat.
I did send that earlier. Yeah. This way I don't got to keep those up.
Let's see. Let me grab that and send it to the other places. I can do that.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of admin abilities. But yeah, so this game, dude, I got this thing many moons ago. And there's the box right here. Had it through, a lot of purges because I'll randomly go through and purge my board game collection, just get rid of the ones I don't really care for. This one has stayed for years. It's not. I don't see this one going anywhere. In fact, they do have an official G.I. Joe deck building game that is not as good as this. I'll say it flat out. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, I had it. I got rid of it. They had G.I. Joe and they had Transformers official ones, and they're not good. I didn't care for them as much. That's why this one will stay.
So yeah, Chris has a channel of his own, guys. They do Big Sexy Outdoors. They do all this other stuff too. The link is over there. Go subscribe to the Big Sexy Outdoors YouTube channel or Laughing Bro YouTube channel.
I usually have my BSO hat here somewhere. I don't know where the hell it is.
I see that you took down the crossbow and hung the guitar. How did that happen?
Well, that's a funny story, honestly. I don't know if you'll find it funny, but I was out archery hunting this year because I love to hunt, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I just don't care for archery anymore. It's not that I hate hunting. I still go out and I hunt regular, but I just didn't like archery anymore. So I said, hey guys, does anybody I know want to buy a crossbow? So I just sold it. Yeah. And I play guitar just about every day. So I decided to bring that down, throw it in the background next to my Peacemaker.
Yeah. My Peacemaker looks way more devastating than that, but
I got that one in Georgia when we were down there.
I know. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Good times. Good times.
I gave you a heart attack. We
fastest fucking roll up and down the fucking coast anybody ever seen.
Oh, not even that. When I told you that the stream was down and they canceled your StreamYard on you.
Oh yeah. That was it's good time.
They made me do it.
Yeah. Doc made you do it.
Yeah.
I know it was Doc's idea. I know it was.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'll plead the fifth.
So yeah, Chris is here, and he's going to talk about the game.
A lot of things.
Yeah, a whole lot of things. But we're here mainly for him to review the game.
Yep.
Venom Assault.
Sure.
And, he's going to tell us all about it. I'm kind of going to shut up and let him talk. Otherwise, we'll
I
just
never
keep
believe that in a
talking
minute.
about, you
I was
know.
going to say, yeah, we'll keep bullshitting for days because I
Yeah.
can do that, and I have a squirrel brain some days. I'm not even stoned. But anyway, Venom Assault is a 1 to 5 player board game, and honestly, most of the games that I own or will play are going to be single player plus. Some of them, as we saw last time with Final Girl, that's solo only. I think that's the... No, I'm lying to you, because there's another solo only thing that I have, which we'll get into eventually. This guy right here. Star Trek Adventures Captain's Log. We'll get into that one later. But yeah, I think that's another solo game that I own. Solo only game that I own. But
No, I don't want to. I want to play that with friends, man.
well, see, okay, we'll get into that one another time because you're going to squirrel the shit out of me and I'm going to get off on an effing tangent and we're not going to. But this is a 1 to 5 player, okay, deck building game. Deck building is my second favorite type of board game, aside from the narrative driven ones. Meant for 1 to 5, 1 to 5 players by Spyglass Games. Good people, real good people. They're the best people. I love them. They're the good. And yeah, I had a chance to interview them. They're really nice. I like those guys. Now, this, if you've ever played a deck building game, you're going to have a starting hand of cards, and you're gonna improve that hand as you go through. Well, with this one, the theme just happens to be you are a G.I. Joe-like group that they call the Freedom Squadron, right? And the Freedom Squadron is going up against Venom, not Cobra, Venom, right? Same difference.
Yeah.
It's even called Venom Commander is their main bad guy, which funny as balls. I love it. I don't care. And
they didn't call him no.
You start off by picking one of these things, and this is where it's a lot different from most deck building games, and it actually incorporates this type of narrative along with it. These are the mission briefings, or mission reports, right? I laminated mine because that's how much I like this game. So spoiler alert, I like it, whatever. But they have quite a few of these different missions that you're going to be using to not only set up the game, but it'll give you special events that happen as you go through. And I'll put up pictures and I'll show you in better detail. But it'll tell you how to set up, what your win-loss conditions, almost like the villains in Slaughterville, but this is a deck building game as opposed to a narrative game. And your job, like I said, is to go through the different decks that they have. And let me just bring up the board so that I can show you what the board looks like. There we go. And this is the basic setup of it, what it looks like. It has 7 different locations on it. At the top here is a spot for what they call Venom recruits, which, trust me, they're these things that they did in this deck builder really make it stand out. And I wish to God that I could put that I had that boom camera for this game, because seeing this one in action is really fun. It has events that it does every round, and it has a lot of different commanders. The cool thing is you only use a certain number of these villains and rewards in each game, depending on which mission you're doing. But what else it does, this is where I think this game really shines. Not only does it have those extra missions, right? These suckers right up here. And the board just has nice spots for everything. But this part right here, can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you could hear. Because sometimes I mute by accident.
Spacebar will do weird stuff. Just letting you know.
Well, no, if I touch my cord on this stupid mic, sometimes it cuts it out. But anyway, so just so you know, if I'm yapping and you don't hear me, please let me know quick. But this thing here, on each of, boom, where are those commanders? There we go. These are the main bad guys, right? There's Venom Commander. Okay. The Viperess instead of the Baroness. roulette. I don't even know who he's supposed to be, but each one is going to have not only an ability, but they have this thing, which is their starting health. And then they have this, which is their starting defense. And
that guy's a weakling.
Yeah.
He's a one-shot wonder, right?
Well, maybe
no
because their health, you move the health up on here, on this track here, where it says the leader health, and the leader's defense is down here. So his defense starts at 0. So you're right, he's a big sissy. And his health, and what this does is it says what number you have to roll on a die in order to hit them. So that's what else makes this game really different, is it's dice-based combat as opposed to playing cards to defeat the bad guys. Mm-hmm. So even though her defense starts at a 4, so that says that she is going to need a 4 or higher at least in order to be hit. Her health is low, so you only need to roll 2 of them.
Right.
What really gets them is this number up here, this snake. This says how many of those Venom recruits or supports these guys. Okay.
Right.
And what they'll do is they will add or subtract to, like this one here says, give them +1 heart and +1 defense. So that increases the defense and the health of the main bad guys. They can also get rid of your characters. They can get rid of all kinds of things, but it's just something that adds to, like, here's the leader. This is the group of bad guy soldiers that they have with them, and how does it affect the game? And it's pretty, I like it. I really do. I think it adds a lot to it. And there's this little track up here that has those events. See, on the mission cards, where the heck did I put that? Boom, boom. On the mission cards, there's a whole line of events here. And as those things tick off, then you'll read whatever it says until it gets to the last one, which usually gives you like a couple of turns until you lose. But if you get here on this one, you're automatically defeated and you work for Venom now.
You're on their side now.
Exactly. And who wouldn't want to work for them, you know? But they give you nice sets of dice. They give you the cards, of course. Now, I sleeved everything. I have everything in deck boxes because I'm just the way I am. Mm-hmm. So it's not all bad in that, there's not just evil here. So yes, you have the Venom commanders and you have the Venom recruits, but you also have the Freedom Squadron. The Freedom Squadron are the good guys. And you'll start off with the standard deck, and they call them commandos and recruits, I believe. But you can also go out and you can buy better
mercs. You can buy
better heroes, yeah,
mercenaries
and vehicles. You get vehicles, and they also have locations in here, so you can buy, like, it's not the pit, from G.I. Joe, but it is. And each of these is going to either give you an ability. See, that's the other thing that's kind of cool about this. They have a number of dice that they can add based on the gun value to your total to start rolling. Because how you beat the bad guys is you roll dice and you see if you get. If you use them as a leader, you get the full value here. Otherwise, you only get whatever their ability is. So you have to make that choice. Which do I want? Do I want to use it for their ability, which says, give them +1 die, or do you use it for whatever their gun value is? See, this is how much they cost. This is the thing where every time you go to buy, that's how much it gives towards buying. Some of them give good, some of them don't, And they all come together in order to. I like to get cards that let you draw extra, but that's just me. But anyway.
Yeah.
And it all comes together to try to give you the best tactical team, not like tactical tatas, but tactical team, in order to defeat the Venom organization.
He throws the tactical tatas out there. Lori, we love you, babe.
Yeah. So you're trying to get from the Freedom Squadron. They're using the Venom recruits in order to stop you. And there's even one in here called, I believe, don't quote me on it, Robots in Disguise. Robots in the skies. I lied to you. It's robots in the skies. So
Robots in the skies.
yeah, it's they go heavy into the we are G.I. Joe but not thing. And I highly recommend everybody grabs this thing, just because if you like G.I. Joe, if you like 80s cartoons and so on, you're gonna like it. And it does really have a nice turn order thing on the back of the book, which I recommend everybody do. It's not, the layout could be a little better. I'm not gonna say it's all hunky-dory, but for the most part, the rules are really, really simple. Really, really simple. Honest to God, setup is all on that card. And you get your starting deck and you draw 5 cards. Boom, end of story. Lay everything out. Each location gets 1 commander and 1 reward. Now, rewards are nice because they give you a special, powerful one-time ability. So let's say you beat, you're over here on this location, which is an air location, which matters for some of the tactical abilities. But anyway, and you beat the Venom commander here, you get the reward that's underneath it. And it'll give you an ability to either increasing your dice, decreasing their health, something, whatever it is. But it's a nice one-time use for beating them. They also have medals. I'm not going to get into medals because they're optional. I don't think I've ever used them, but they're another thing that's the one-time ability. And each round, not each turn, that's something I screwed up in the beginning. Each round, you draw an event that affects the whole game for that round. But then
go back over there to get to that corner again.
Sure. What do you need?
Okay. Reward deck, event discard, event. Okay.
Yep, and this is this is the commander's deck, the Venom leaders, the bad guys. And there's a lot of them. There really is. Which is nice because you only use a few per game, so it's always going to be, fairly different. Same thing with the rewards. The rewards are only 10 or 12 of them, 14 sometimes, out of a deck of 30 or so. So that's
like a world map?
Yeah, it's a world map, and these are the major locations in it. Whoops. I do that all the time. And these are the major locations in it. And on each of those locations, you're going to place during setup a reward and a commander. Unless that mission briefing thing tells you otherwise.
Right. I was just wondering, I see that we go to South America, we go to Peru. Why did we go to Peru and not Colombia?
That's where the Venom Assault Temple is.
Yeah, okay, that's where the Assault Temple is. I'm just thinking where the money is.
Yeah, that's
right.
I know, right?
And the cartels, they control them certain areas. I mean, I guess Peru is okay for one thing,
And they have an underwater base over here in the middle of the ocean. So yeah, they got things all over.
Where's the American one at? Where's it at?
That looks like
in
Canada.
New York? Where? Virginia? Where's that?
Up here?
Tennessee? Where we at?
No, I think here's the Great Lakes.
Oh, okay.
So you're up in Canada. Yeah.
We got nothing for the U.S.? Nothing?
No.
We must have our defense buttoned down tight there, huh?
That's right. But that's pretty much what there is for the setup, is just pick your mission, put your tokens out, get the appropriate number of rewards and leaders and events and set them out. Lay out 5 of the Freedom Squadron that you're able to buy, which, you're going to refresh it each time. So they'll always be cycled in and out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 deck boxes filled of cards for this game. So, I mean, there's a lot to it, but it's well worth it in my opinion. And draw your 5 cards of your. Go ahead.
I was just agreeing with you. I just agreed.
Oh, I'm not used to that. I'm married.
I said, oh yeah.
But you get these all set up, and really that's all there is to that. And then on each turn is really, really, really simple. It kind of sounds complicated, but it's not. Especially once you do it once or twice. What's really nice, I like, is that when you play your cards, it's not an either or thing. In other words, it's not just either use them to buy cards or you can use them to attack. They do both. So you get the value that you can use to buy cards, as well as whatever dice they're going to add for when you're doing your punch and kick and ninja kung fu grips. Go. Let me get back to that. Nope, those are the bad guys.
When you're whooping that ass, he's trying to say.
Exactly.
When you're whooping that ass.
Exactly. So yeah, so you would get, this is what's used to buy, so it would give you the $2, and then if it's not your leader, then you get their abilities here as well, which I always try to utilize if you can, these bonuses, because this looks like a weird symbol, right? But if you look under the locations, boom, 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 that is the symbol for the water location. And I know, this is blurry. Forgive the image when you zoom in. But that's the symbol for the water location. So if you play this guy, where are you? There you are. Or this vehicle in this case, when you're on a water location, you get an additional bonus. So, I mean, it's always good to do it. Now, this one here's a snow-based. And that's nice because it lowers the bad guy's defense by 3, which is always good. I hate that dang having to roll 6s on those dice because I never can. It's just fun. But yeah, hollow point here. So she'll give you 3 to buy with each time. If you use her as the leader, because that's you do have to make a choice. One person has to be the leader of your group, and if you don't have a tactical leader, then you can't actually fight that turn, and no vehicles cannot be leaders, despite what the Transformers say.
Oh,
I know. But if you use her as a leader, she gives you 2 dice as opposed to whatever she would give you in this bonus. And it might be more beneficial to do it this way, to use her for this tactical thing, because what she can do is, remember we talked about that Venom support thing when the bad guys played, he overturns those cards and he adds to his bonuses. Well, she can get rid of those starting left to right. So she can say, okay, we're going to get rid of one of the characters. And if you're on a snowy location, she gets rid of 2. So she snipes 2 people. There's a lot of tactics that can go into this depending on where you are and what style you want to play. So if you had these 3 in your played out, because they both have the snow location, that's why I said it, you might want, instead of lowering their defense by 3, to instead get rid of 2 of the Venom support people. I don't know. It's up to you, really. Or maybe you want to lower the bad guy's defense by 3 and get it down to a 1 or a 2 and make it easier to roll dice. That's up to you, but that's one of the things I really like the most about this game is that variety. Add in these missions, add in the sheer vast number of different cards for both the good guys and the bad, and you have a game that I don't think I've ever played the exact same way twice on it. And I will always recommend this one to anybody that wants to get into deck building, but something different.
Yeah, well, it seems like it's got a whole lot more angles than most of it.
Well, again, I think my favorite thing, honestly, yes, I like the number of villains, I like the missions, but this thing right here is such a small little looking thing. The leader's health and the leader's defense, I think that is so cool that I'm probably going to end up borrowing this idea for a game in the future. I don't know what game yet, but just the idea that the bad guy's health and defense can change and vary based on something that you do, your preparation. If you're good enough to prepare and you've taken the time to properly plan, you can create yourself a real advantage. However, if the bad guy gets enough of these supports or these recruits, or they're able to plan better, well, then they can make their health and defense greater as well. I just really like that. And I think that's one of my favorite things about this, is that those 2 little tracks there. And in the rewards, of course, the rewards are a nice super bonus. Those are always fun. But I think that's quite possibly my favorite thing about it, is that.
Well, I can say I don't think I've seen you this excited about two games. Okay.
No.
I mean, I've seen you happy with some, something new come out, this is the first time I've heard you talk about something come out a long time ago and you're still this jacked about it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. And that's, see, I was talking to, I think it was Doc I was talking to about this the other day. When I get stuck in, I don't want to say stuck, that's a bad word for me. When I get in deep into doing a project, whether it's writing or making another game, I will ignore everything because I get lost in it. I just get so into designing it. And it's why I don't put out many videos. But for these people, I made sure that I got them on and I got them to talk about what they have and what they had coming out because I liked it so much. I made a special point to have them on.
Then you met me and it was like, I don't care who they are. Everybody, we need to talk about all of them.
Yep. Bring them all in.
Next thing you know, I got Chris doing a show.
I know, right? And I'm retarded. But it does have 2 other expansions. It has Villains in Valor and Evolution that you can get to add to the base game, which of course I did. It also has, and here was something. You remember how we played the RPGs on Fridays?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you ever hear of what they called the Savage Worlds RPG? Let me close this.
I know what the Savage Worlds are. I did not know they had a RPG.
Oh. Wow, fire trucks just went by. Huh. Anyway, so Savage Worlds, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know much or anything really at all about this RPG system. Okay. So I grabbed the book. My book is a bit on the dinged and damaged side because, well, I use my stuff. And
we actually look at stuff here. We do.
I know, right? Yeah. It's weird that way. But the reason I got this, because I got the core Savage Worlds rulebook because, get up here. There we go. Freedom Squadron, or the Venom Assault people, made an RPG version. This one is the field manual, which is your player's guide, your basic guide. And this one is the Friends and Foes, which has more information on enemies and weapons and so on with it. In fact, I had the Birchers. I'm sorry, the Birchers are the ones that made this. Robin and Sean, I believe, were their names. I had them on, and we went through what the game is, how to do character creation. We did a whole bunch of stuff with it. I unfortunately have not had a chance to really play it much because, again, I've been designing games and working and writing and everything else. But this is one I would like to try if I can get a group together to do as well.
So look, while we're on that subject, all you guys are working on campaigns and your next book and this and that, and you don't got time to play a game. I'm going to tell every one of you, you need to make time for something other than work. Make time. Have a little fun.
All work and no play makes...
Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Have a little fun, man. I used to get down on myself for playing video games, not working. So I incorporated video games into my work so I could play video games without feeling guilty. The whole point is have fun, people. Take some time out of your week. Put 2 hours aside. Get involved in an RPG or play a fucking video game or do something to get away. Sorry, Chris. To get away from work for a minute. Do it. Okay, look, we've been trying to put together a new game stream for a long time. Okay. Now you usually you GM.
Yeah.
Okay, but now we know 3 or 4 different GMs. So you don't have to GM every game. Max don't have to GM every game. You see what I'm saying? David Howard wants to run one. Nem, you know Nem.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to run one where we could all play. It's just picking a game at a time. And look, Lori, I know if we don't tie you down right now in February, you're going to be like, I got this campaign. I can't do nothing this month. And it's going to be March. Give yourself 2 hours a week, Lori. Give yourself 2 hours a week. Everybody, anybody wants to come out and play, Max, whoever, give yourself time off. Let's pick a time and start playing before the next excuse not to pops up. Have some fun, people. Damn.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I watch people get stressed out, man, and it's like you work. All you do is work. All you do is work all the time. I mean, now you're taking on work for other people, and you got to do their work. And before you know it, you have no time for yourself. Like y'all need to dedicate a couple hours to yourself every week, or to something fun that isn't work related. You know.
So this looks like quite a bit of those Venom support cards, right? Those are the help in the bag. This is only one of deck box 1 of 2 of these, but I like the art because it's really, ancient GI Joe kind of stuff.
Somebody actually put a little time into it. Yes,
exactly. Yes. Yeah, and for that reason, I really appreciate that they didn't just go half-assed on, because they could have. Anybody can, right? But they actually seem like they had oh my god, the events deck is huge too. But they seem like they actually cared about it and created characters, and these are the good guys. Some of them anyway. Again, big stacks, lots of decks, and vehicles and locations, and they did all of this just because they wanted to create a loving homage to one of their favorite styles of show, one of their favorite genres of show, and I can appreciate that because I did the same thing with the horror stuff, right? It's similar to yet legally distinct from, and just seeing that they cared so much also helped me to really get into the game. These were my notes, just so I didn't miss anything.
All right, so that one that you were just talking about, the one that you want to run a game on.
Okay.
Look, I've gotten to the point where I'm like this. If you're a GM and you want to run a game, you pick a time.
Mm-hmm.
And because without a GM, we don't have a game.
Right.
So you pick the time that we're going to play every week, and then we'll try to bring people in who are available at that time every week. But the GM has to make the call. This is when it's going to be. This is when I'm available every week to do this. And like I say, without the GM, we don't have a game. So if at any point you're sick of waiting to do something, or for somebody else to do something, or for people to say, yeah, I'm free at this time or whatever, just lock a time down. This is when I'm going to do it. This is what I'm going to do. Who wants to be involved? And then we'll start trying to bring people in. But we got to know what we're doing and when we're doing it in order to even talk to people about it.
Yeah.
And if we leave it up to the people, we'll never get a time where everybody's, okay, I can do it then. And we're never going to meet that time where everybody's okay with it. So the GM just has to say, look, this is when I'm going to do it. If you want to come hang out, come hang out. But I'm ready. Well, I'm available. So
how I mentioned I was quite a bit on the ingrained in the project side, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, that is my major issue. And I fully admit it. Whenever I get into a project, I lose track of everything. It's on me. But I just got this while we were here.
Uh-oh.
And
ooh,
that's the cover for the next book.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. I almost like blew it the other day.
Really?
I was packing up a package and I was looking for a couple extras to just give away.
Mm-hmm.
And I grabbed Slaughterville and threw it in the box. Like, oops, that's the proof copy. Pulled that back out. And then I looked at the other copy and I was like, man, that weighs too much. By the time that gets to England, that's going to be $30.
Yeah.
So they got other stuff. I go, I threw some cards and shit like that in there. But
hey,
it's going to England. It's going to be expensive either way. I'm not adding any extra heavyweight to it.
Yeah.
But it's for Carrie.
Okay.
You know, and I'm looking for extra stuff just to throw in this box. You know, almost did it, but I ended up sending her something else. I ain't gonna say what. But
Yeah.
I sent her something. The proof copy ain't never going nowhere. But then you signed the other one too.
Mm-hmm.
To Pop, so it's kind of wait a minute.
If you want to grab a copy, it will be on. It is on Amazon right now. So
there you go. There you go.
I'm working on getting the Kindle, the digital version of it. But yeah, they can go grab it right now.
There you go. I feel like I got fired as a proofreader.
No, I didn't. What I did. God, you're going to be so mad. Maybe not. Kat was pissed, yelling at me last night because of what I did in this new book. See, already, you ever see the show Sliders? Look, I told you I'm a squirrel,
Dude,
okay?
Sliders is one of my favorite shows. I'm watching it again right now as we speak.
Exactly. I tried to get the rights to make a Sliders board game, but they're not giving out the rights. So,
Jerry O'Connell, tell him you want to be involved with him to do a Sliders game. He'll get it done. He'll get them to let them release the rights.
I'll have to reach out.
He's a comic guy. He even did comics of Sliders and shit, dude.
I'll have to reach out.
That
would be awesome. Because I have a plan. Anyway.
Squirrel, look, squirrel.
I know. As I was writing this book, which I am maybe 5 or 6 pages away from finishing, I stopped writing to come on here. And it is so different from the comic book version that you wouldn't believe it. Because that's where the story had to go. So it reminded me of like a Sliders episode. It's so similar, but yet there's some things in here that are drastically different that will change the way that it's going in the future. And I can't wait to get it there.
Okay, so my question is, it's not different from the comic in that we took this scene and totally changed it to this. It's you added stuff to the story that's taking it in a different direction.
Not only did I add stuff to it, but the ending is different. The middle's a bit different. The beginning part is the same, where Slasher comes out, kills people. I added a scene where she kills the hunters in there. I added more to that. Of course, expanding a scene is going to happen in a novel versus the comic, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly. But in the book, there's also now a scene in a scrapyard, which was never in the comics. Somebody dies that didn't die in the comics. That kind of stuff.
So when you do the next comic, do you got to figure out a way to kill that person off, or they just don't exist anymore?
It's already taken care of, baby.
Okay.
Yep. No, I got plans for months. It's all in there.
Okay, so why was Kat pissed then?
Oh, she thinks, you know how George R.R. Martin likes to kill off characters?
Uh-huh.
Well, I killed off 2, and she's afraid I killed a 3rd. And she was like, you can't kill this person. They're not allowed to die. I'm like, dude, anybody can die in a horror show, dude. It's the way it goes. You cannot.
Even the final girl can be the final kill.
But the fact that you're that attached to it and that it bothered her for like hours, that's what's important. That shows me that they're not just words on paper anymore. And she's proofread this a ton of times too. So she's read it and read it and read it. So the fact that it still got her that much,
That's cool.
that was, I'm like, yeah, no, maybe I'll just let him dead now, because if it works that much, what the heck, right?
Hey, you get them invested in the characters, man. That's one way to know. When they start going, no, you can't do that.
Yes.
What do you mean I can't do that?
That's when I do it twice.
I can have him take it in the butt tomorrow if I want to.
Exactly.
It's just the way it is, people. It's like we control these characters. They are ours. Well, except for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't control him, all right? Can't control him. Everybody else has complete control of their characters. I have no control. None.
Yeah.
You does as he will.
And there might be a couple of cameos in the book that like in the first one I put Laurie's comic in.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a couple of other cameos in this one that you'll notice. And I look
I'll
forward
only
to it.
notice if I recognize them.
Oh, you'll recognize it. If you don't recognize it, I'm gonna be like, dude, cut back on the weed a bit.
Cut back? Never. No, I'm really happy about that situation too. I told you about that in the pre-show.
Yeah, my sister got me this for my birthday.
Yeah, you showed me that. Let me big that. Let me big in that.
Jason in Crystal Lake in a little lamp.
Did I tell you we found somebody like that in a lake in Indiana?
Get the hell out of here!
In Stone Lake.
Really?
Yeah, Travis bought some kayaks. First time we took them out, right?
Yeah.
Put them in the water, and we're going along the shoreline because we're trying to look for fishing spots, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's something over there, and I see it, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm trying to get away from it, right? And Travis is on the other side of me, and he sees it too, and he's trying to paddle toward it. So he's like pushing my kayak toward it, and I'm like, I'm trying to get this fucking thing, right? Because I saw it was a goddamn floater chained to a block.
Wow.
Underwater, and I was like, man, I'm trying to get away from this thing, trying to go over there, get a better look. And I'm like, I just want to leave. I didn't see it. I'm just kayaking on down the road. My son is has too much heart. Dad, we got to call somebody. No, we don't. We don't got to call no fucking buddy. Turns out it was the stepfather of one of the guys on our pool team.
Really?
Pool league, right? So it turned out it was a second, what do you call it? Association.
Yeah.
It's like right there, right? It's like, and I'm out of mind, and I'm like, man, I was trying to fucking get away from it. So, it was like I almost hit it with my paddle. A bunch of people lost their freaking mind. You know what I mean? It's disrespectful. Blah, 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 somebody's dad. Blah, 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 blah. What the fuck, man? At least we reported it, you fuckers. I could have done what I wanted to do and just paddle on. And that would have been somebody's dad still in the motherfucking lake. So
yeah.
I was looking at it, right? Man, I took a bunch of shit for that. Just for saying I almost hit it with my paddle trying to get away from it.
Yeah.
People lose their minds over the stupidest crap. I didn't want nothing to do with it, though. I don't like dead bodies. Not my thing.
No. Weirdest I ever had. Oh, this will double gross you out. You ready for that? You ready for this one?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to, when I was going to school, to college, I worked at a landfill as a security guard.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
Yeah. And there were a few times where dumpsters, trucks from Jersey would drop a few bodies in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so that happens a few times. But the gross part is this. When it rains, there's this runoff from a landfill they call leachate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every once in a while, it has to get drained, right? It's just what it is. So I'm over there with the guy, and they start to drain it while the hose flies off. I get a stomach full of this stuff. Yeah, I had to go to the hospital, get pumped. It was nasty. So, yeah.
Keep your mouth closed in the landfill, kids.
Well, I mean, yeah, that was definitely not what I expected that day, but I mean.
Dude, I used to work for the city of Phoenix, and I was a floater. Wherever they needed me, they'd send, right? Because I was multi-talented. I could do pretty much anything. I'd be in a workshop, I'd be on the golf course. Wherever they sent me, that's where I'd go work. Sometimes I'd have to ride with this dude that did not a garbage run, but like the side road pickup stuff.
Right.
Where you stop at the side of the road, you throw a bunch of branches, you lay down in the truck, and then you got to go to the landfill to dump it all.
Of course.
Dude, the reek. Just the reek. Yeah. just the reek was enough to make me want to puke every time I had to. And it was the one job at the one thing in the whole job that I did not want to do. Right.
Yeah.
I do everything, but man, can you leave me on the corner when you go to the landfill? Just come back and get me when you come out. I don't want no part of that fucking place. I was a kid. I was like 16. I do whatever they told me, you know.
Yeah.
But I had a lot of experience because when I was a kid, I had uncle that built stuff, that built stuff and built cars, and I learned how to do all this shit right when I was young, so that when I entered the job market at 16, I could pretty much go any direction I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I went to the city of Phoenix to the shop, the workshop, right? The place where they make all the street signs and all that, you know, they paint the street signs, all that different kind of stuff. Okay. They take care of all the city pools in Phoenix, you know. So I learned to lay concrete around a pool, you know, and then you have to put that dry deck above it that doesn't get really hot so people can walk on it around the pool, you know. I don't remember what it's called. It was a long time ago.
I will take your word for it.
Yeah, it's just stuff that didn't absorb the heat from the sun in Phoenix and make the ground super hot. You could actually walk barefoot around the pool on it, but you had to lay like an inch of it on top of the concrete and then butt it up against the tile and shit that on the outside of the pool, right? But so just that job there, just the pool job in the city of Phoenix, you learn to lay tile, trim tile, you know, which is harder than just putting blocks next to each other. It's got to have trim caps and everything. It's got to look good. I learned concrete. I learned painting pools is the worst. It's horrible. It's horrible. Painting the ground is weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so like doing the walls in the pool is cool, but then when you're doing it, it's like it was weird. Painting the ground is stupid. I see them people put that stuff in their garages, right? Which is cool because it's like easy to clean the oil off your floor in your garage. You can coat your concrete in your garage with that stuff. But man, again, painting the floor is weird. It's just weird. But I did all kinds of stuff. I go to a golf course, you know, they learn some greenskeeping skills. Sometimes they just send me out on the fairway with a lawnmower to mow around all the tree wells, shit like that the big mowers can't get too close to. You go out there with the little mower and trim it up. You know, I mean, I did whatever the hell they wanted me to do. You know, and learned a whole bunch of shit from doing it. So that was where I got that mentality of anytime somebody offers me a job, I would take it just so I could learn that particular skill or business or whatever. Is like, and I don't think I ever turned down a job. You know, didn't stick with all of them, obviously.
Of course.
Just went there to learn. I just want to know.
Yeah.
You know,
I've done the same kind of thing. It's for the experience.
Yeah. And now here when I started doing this, I had zero experience in streaming. Just dove in one day. CromCon, here we go. But yeah, you know, I don't turn down the challenge.
Yeah, I was looking at your posts about the old CromCons, and I'm like, yeah, they got to get them back again.
Well,
but I know they're a hassle. I know they're a lot to run. It's just
it's not that they're a hassle. It's time consuming. Okay,
that's what I meant.
People, you got to book 60 people. You got to get them all in a time slot that works. Everybody's got their time slot. You got to promote the hell out of it. And now we're on so many other platforms that would be 5 times the work that I used to do. Right?
Yeah.
But once we're up on Roku, and I have solid co-hosts for all my shows, so that I can take time away to start doing. I'd love to bring CromCon. It was fucking fun, dude. I mean, it's not a necessity now. It would probably be a bi-yearly thing, maybe twice a year do it. But I'd love to do it. You know, I just want to get up on Roku, get up and running on Roku first. That is one of the few things that I will air still on YouTube once we have the Roku up and running. is if I get CromCon up. I will air that on YouTube.
That's pretty much what started it all.
It is. It's
the paper plate of history.
I don't even know where that is, but I still have it. It's somewhere. I don't know where. It got packed away with all my shit. When I'm trying to move, still trying to move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What can I tell you? Some things work, some things don't. Right?
Yep.
I will say, though, it's good to see you back out here again.
Well, I do, like I said, once I get done with a project, then I find I can concentrate on doing the other things. It's just while I'm working on a project, I can't think of anything else but that. So
right. So 6 days from now, you're going to decide, okay, I'm free on Friday at 9 a.m. to game, and we're going to start recruiting.
Yeah, that's the other thing I noticed when I was doing my stuff. Was I had mine Friday at 9 p.m.
Whatever.
And no. But it was very little people watching because that's just too late at night. Plus, it's on a Friday at night. Like people are out partying.
Well, not only that, but the saturation on social media on Fridays, like you're competing with everybody.
Yeah.
But
again, it's one of the things you learn, right? You live and you learn through it.
Yeah.
And we adjust as necessary. But yeah, I think Friday mornings are the best for it. I'm not sure about 9 a.m., but
no, I just
yeah. But it is definitely that's Friday. Friday mornings are the best for it.
Yeah, Friday mornings are the best for me, and I have a 12 p.m. show on Friday, so we would have a clear cut time.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be, it's 2 hours today, it's 3 hours next week. It's like we'd have a clear cut time. But again,
I mean, I have tons of games.
I might have to move that show back an hour if we're going to start like at 10.
Yeah.
I might have to move the what's your issue back an hour. But I'm in charge of the network. I can reschedule shit. I can do that. See, I can make it happen. I just need somebody to tell me we're going to do it at this time on this day so that I can make it happen. I'm in. I'm in. I'm pretty sure Nem will be in. He wants to either play or run one. He wants to get something going. Just started talking to Max again. He just kind of popped back into the mix, so we could probably get him in. Lori will be doing a campaign in February. So we have to slap her to get her to join us.
Normally.
Correct. You just come out here and don't argue. Anybody else, if you're into role-playing games and you want to join us, we have a blast. Max's game went 39 weeks. Okay? We had fun. And it was really anticlimactic that Lori ended up smoking the big bad at the end without... She didn't even need us, dude. It was horrible.
Yours was what? The Temple of Elemental... No.
Tomb of Annihilation.
Tomb of Annihilation, that's right. Yeah. Because you went through the dinosaurs and you went through the...
Yeah,
I remember.
Remember Ralph?
Yeah. Like I said, I can't. That's why I find it so hard to schedule. You know what I mean?
Ralph jumped off a building.
He's good at that. I mean, he was good at it for the entire fall.
We did find his corpse and loot him. Just
That's good. I appreciate it.
Never found a second in kin to give his stuff to, but we didn't just leave it there for the
for the crows.
See, people, you just got to pay attention. We have fun here. We really do. You just got to get involved. Man. You want to play, hit one of us up, hit Chris up, hit me up. If you want to be involved in this. You have no memory of subbing to this channel. Which channel? Are you on Chris? Or just on mine?
Well, I couldn't stream to mine because it doesn't let me share it to mine. So that's what I was trying to do.
That's weird. Why wouldn't it let you share it?
But hey, we're glad to have you here anyway.
Yeah. Scott, Christy Jones. We have 30 weekly shows on this channel. That could be why. It could have been a different show that you tuned in on and went, oh, that's cool. And then you subbed to the channel. but we have like 30 weekly shows here. So there's all kinds of stuff. There's gaming stuff. There's movies reviews and stuff. There's all kinds of promotional comic related stuff. That's what we do here. So welcome. And I'm glad you did some. Yeah, we have some comics people in our group. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I don't differentiate. If you're cool and you got good product, then we're going to try and do something for you. If you're a dick, probably not.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I land too. It's just make something good, don't be a jerk, and we're all good.
Yeah, we'll promote the hell out of you here.
And
And
I mean,
yeah,
I was promoting somebody for over a year. Not only had him on for interviews, brought him here to have interviews, and then he turned into a giant raging cockwaffle, and I just stopped talking to him. Simple as that.
it's like, look, I want to promote people. I want people to sell books. Everybody knows that. I'm trying to put you on as many platforms as possible to get your stuff seen and sold. There's no room for drama farming and crap like that in selling books. There's no room for it. Yeah, I could have 1 million subscribers if I wanted to go out and just be a total dick.
The thing is, those are all temporary, right? Once the drama ends, then that kind of stuff goes away.
And they're looking at the next channel. Yeah, the next channel with drama, right? Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to have fun, Scott. If you're looking to have a good time in pop culture, in gaming, in movies, in comic books, this is the network you want to hang out. We always be trying to have a good time. So thanks for viewing. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. And you're more than welcome, man, anytime. Look, I got to Scott, are you a creator of some kind? Do you promote other people, anything like that? If you do, you see, I give wrenches to people that promote. I like people that help other people get seen, and I'm gonna give you a wrench right now in the channel, and you can drop links to your friends' stuff, your stuff, share stuff out, do whatever, man. Just help these guys sell books. That's really what it's all about. So I just gave you a wrench, bro. That's how we do it here. Chris, anything else we got to cover? Slaughterville, Amazon now.
Yeah,
that link
coming soon, baby.
That link in the chat.
All right, we'll get it then.
And, you didn't read Slaughterville, The Beast Within. You need to get that too. If you never saw us playing Slaughterville, the RPG, it is on a playlist here on the network.
Yep.
If you never read the graphic novels, Slaughterville, they are available through Laughing Rogue. But Chris ain't just giving you a comic book. He gave you a novel.
Board games, RPGs, name it.
A board game. Yeah, he gave you a board game. He gave you a RPG and graphic novels. It's like you're going to keep getting the complete Slaughterville world, and you're getting an opportunity to interact with it.
Oh, I did this one I forgot I had this picture, swear to God. It was for an April Fool's thing, right? They said change one letter to make your board game vastly different. So I just took off the S.
Yeah.
In Slaughter. Yeah, I forgot
I did that. I like it. We could do a parody of your game, Laughterville.
I thought about it.
Have comedians in it to get whacked.
So
you just whacked Joe Piscopo. Oh shit!
He deserves it. All right, but I got to get back to the school thing. I got to get back to teaching stuff. So I'm going to bounce out. But it's been fun, and we'll have to schedule another one of these soon. I got so many games. Well,
this 11 a.m. is your time slot on Friday mornings or Thursday mornings.
Thursdays.
And like you said, man, you let me know. You pick a time, and then we'll start just telling people this is when we're going to do it.
Sounds good.
And try to get a game together. We got to play something. It's a new year. 2025 needs to be better than 2024. And 2024 had some badass game streams on this network. So you got work to do.
Yeah, we had a lot to top, a lot to over. It's going to be so hard to top Lori as Karen.
But see, we don't have to top that. She just has to bring it back.
Bring it along.
Just bring it back so we can keep growing the lore.
The lore. Yep.
The lore, not the horror, Carrie, not the horror. And yeah, just wanted to before everybody leaves, he showed the sticker.
Oh yeah.
Here we go. Come on. It's Karen and Dante. Karen and Dante on a shirt.
And I do have those for sale too.
Yes. If you are a fan of the Slaughterfield game, there you go. It's Karen and Dante. If you're a fan of Killer Karen, there you go. Yeah. It's Karen and Dante. It's weird when you take characters from a game and bring them to life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we taped episode 8 of Killer Karen last night.
Did you?
Oh yeah. It's gonna be good. And if you don't know, he was the first guest on Killer Karen. So if you want to go see, how it began. It began in his game, and you know, ain't no stopping it. There you go. Yeah, them shirts, that glass right there. Not the glass, but the
water bottle.
Water bottle. Yeah.
And then you can snuggle with Dante and Karen.
Well, Dante or Karen. I don't think you can snuggle with both because we ain't getting in the same bed together.
Well, it's on the same blanket.
Yeah, you know.
Wrap yourself in Dante and Karen.
Yeah. Man, always fun talking to you, Chris. I'm gonna let you get out of here.
Alrighty, bud. We'll catch you in a while.
I don't even think I loaded any ads or anything in the studio. So I got no ads loaded in this studio other than sponsor ads. We already played those. We're out of here, people.
See ya.
Let's see. Tonight, hold on. Tonight, Killer Karen at 7. I'm not sure if RJ has a show on Critical Blast tonight at 8. ADHD Theater at 9. Freewheeling Friday at 11. Look, we got programming here, people. Come check it out.
Did you play the Killer Karen video?
Hmm?
Did you play the Killer Karen video that I'm seeing?
The promo down here?
Yeah.
Promo? Levi, you're late, bro. That's Levi popping in the chat as we leave. What's up, Levi? You guys know Levi, my co-host for the Draw Streams and Monday Madness. Good dude. Go follow his stuff too, because that's just how we do it. It's just how we do it. Peace, everybody.
See you.
Tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends, catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends, catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic bright.